Well, from the broadcasting station of Lagos Television and across the world, wherever you are watching us, we want to say a very big thank you once again for joining us on yet another time out on Issues and Trends with Obafemi Craig. Like we always say, we look at critical issues, evaluating them as it affects policy trust of government, administration, matters of societal concern, as it affects the you out there watching and what you need to know and what you should do to understand the policies, programs, and action plans of the government. Because we talk about democracy as a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And it is in this concern, from that perspective, that you, as a follower of the leadership, must know the role you should play and the role you should do so that you can see yourself as an entity or a corporate entity of the Nigerian state in doing what is right to be done as a citizen, so to speak. So I want to thank you because today we're taking a critical look into that concern you all have been talking about: tax matters administration in the state. Is it necessary? Some of you were asking me. Must you pay your tax? Is another thing you were asking. But in all of these analysis, maybe at the end of it all, you will understand why you should and why we should together work together in a synergy to make things for the collective good of all workable, doable, and responsible for you and I to do. Welcome on board, and we'll be right back. And when we come back, you'll get to meet my guest as we take you through this analysis of our discuss today. Welcome back. Well, we did say that you need to know what should be told for you to understand the narrative of your duties, responsibilities, and obligations when it comes to tax matters or administration of tax policy matters in Lagos State. Well, my guest today is a man of an outstanding pedigree, but I wouldn't want to go into details of his profiling. But let's just keep it to say that today we are privileged and honored in this very special interview session with him to be speaking with a special advisor to the executive chairman of the Lagos Internal Revenue Service, Dr. Ayodele Sibel, in the person of Mr. Abideen Akande. Triple A, I said to myself when I saw the narrative of the name. So it's a great honor, sir, to have you talk to us and take us through the understanding of why people should understand the need for them to pay their taxes, and of course why government should also take taxes, and of course why collectively we must be seen as a responsibility for the collective good of everyone in a communal life of our entity as a citizen of this country. But let's start from your very, very, very quotable quote, where you were said to have said, I'm quoting you now, that one thing that always, one thing they said, you said was that tax, and indeed tax, is the one thing that confirms one's membership or the citizenship of a country. How do we explain and understand that quotable narrative of yours?
Okay, thank you very much for having me on your program. It's important for people to understand that for every situation where you find yourself, there is a need to you to understand the responsibility that is confers on you and the benefit that you gain.
The responsibility as it confers on me,
yes,
and the benefit that I get,
yes,
or
so
derive from there.
The rights there. So people tend to emphasize more on their rights and benefits, leaving out the responsibility. And the membership of any group or any society, just like also the citizenship of a country, confers certain responsibilities on you. The fundamental one that ascertains that you are a responsible citizen of that country.
A responsible citizen of that country
is that you truthfully declare your income or profit that you generate based on your activities within that space.
I love the way you took your time. You said truthfully.
Yes. And then you pay the tax that is due on that income or profit that you have made within that space. So once you understand that as a fundamental thing, it becomes easier for you to know that you are not doing the country or a favor. You are only just playing your part as a citizen.
A responsible citizen for that matter.
Yes. So once you understand that, life becomes easier for everybody, for the taxpayer, for the tax authority, and then, of course, the authority, that is the political authority, that is now the custodian.
The custodian
of our commonwealth. So when people understand that way, you are not giving money out to the government. The government is just a trustee of that our commonwealth. Everything belongs to all of us that are citizens of that political.
And we must contribute to that commonwealth.
Yes.
For our collective good.
Yes.
Is that the narrative?
Yes, that's it.
But you chose a word. Let me bring that back again. I love the way you said it. You said truthfully.
Yes.
Why that choice of word truthfully?
Yeah, because there are some guidelines on how you determine what is your profit or what is your income. Now, those guidelines, you are supposed to apply them in assessing what I call your financial and economic footprints within a defined period of time.
Financial and economical footprint within a defined
period of time. So that people call it fiscal year or whatever. In some countries, it is between 1st of April to 31st of. In Nigeria, it is the calendar year we use, which is 1st of January to 31st of December. So because the system is designed in such that it is self-accounting. That is, you are the one that will voluntarily.
It is self-accounting. So I must voluntarily.
You will volunteer your records to the tax authority and say, this is what I've done. So it's now for the tax authority to say, okay, based on what you have given to us,
that's right.
And then some third-party sources of information, they will use it to validate what you have given. So if there are discrepancy, it means now I've used the term truthfully, because there could be honest error.
How do you mean there could be honest error?
Honest error, because your understanding of what you should have done is just faulty and it is not intentional.
Okay.
So the law recognizes that as well, that there could be people that will have honest errors and what have you, and then the recourse or the penalties for that is of course mild. But if the authorities and the court now are able to ascertain that it was an intentional distortion of facts, then that's a different ballgame.
There's a gravity, consequences.
Yes, there are grave consequences for that. So that's the way the tax system works. So
okay, let's look at it again. I'm sorry, but I like doing this because it gives one an in-depth understanding of what we're talking about. Right. Again, you were said to have said this in some of the reports I came across with, that in achieving and accomplishing a more seamless, that's the word, seamless tax experience in 2025, that the Lagos Internal Revenue Service, LRS, is committed, that's another word, committed to making substantial improvement to taxpayers' experience this year that we're in. So the question will be, what is the LRS up to? Are you doing something that is different from what taxpayers experience in the year 2024? Or what is the uniqueness of that statement that taxpayers' experience will be seamlessly different this time?
Okay, we have substantially digitized our operations. So when people interface with us, they interface with us more through the digital platforms. So what we have done is that we have in place a deliberate attempt to always upgrade those platforms so that the cost to the taxpayer is reduced in terms of time, in terms of also financial whatever. So we upgrade our resources. That's number one. Then for this year, what we have done, which is already we have done, is to increase the number of payment channels that we have on our platform.
As we speak now.
As we speak, we had less than 5 before. Now we have close to 10, and we are still, before the year runs out, going to increase that.
Why do you need for that increment?
Yeah, because you have so many options available in the marketplace.
Okay.
So we don't want to be seen to be forcing taxpayer to use only some particular ones. Once we are
Which could be challenging.
Yeah. Once we are satisfied with, in terms of safety of records.
That's another word you're using now.
Safety of records. Once we are, and then of course in terms of fluidity of operations, of the platform, then we will definitely onboard such platforms, and then it will be to the available to the taxpayers. Because, like I said, the essence of it is that we want to make it. Tax itself is a burden. You understand?
We must accept that.
It's a burden.
It's a burden.
It's a burden. So what we are trying to do essentially here is that for you even to fulfill your obligation of that burden, you still incur some cost. That's
along the line.
Along the line for you to comply. So it is that compliance cost that we are focusing on in reducing to the barest minimum. So on the taxpayer, all our reforms are geared towards that. So, and we get feedback from the taxpayers as well. That one we also input into our scheme of reforms that we implement.
Safety records, fluidity, these are another words that is a phrase we use. Fundamental to the corporate existence of the Lagos Internal Revenue Service, sir, with due respect to you, as an agency of the Lagos State Government, you said, of course, let's say that this is our unequivocal vision statement. Has the vision statement impactively translated? That's the question here.
Yeah.
Practically till date, the service delivery of how the Lagos Internal Revenue Service and her result-oriented goal, in keeping with that statutory mandate, action plan, and operational policy going. Okay. Has it guided you the way it should?
Yeah, because it's something we live our vision. That's the honest truth. Because all we want to be is to be the foremost internal revenue service in Nigeria. And records are there. So, without being immodest,
foremost internal revenue service in Nigeria. Not even in Lagos State, but in Nigeria.
In Nigeria. So, and what we have done is that we also want to achieve this through deployment of technology.
Deployment of technology.
Yes, and that's why Lagos was the first IRS that was granted autonomy. We are the first IRS that deployed technology in terms of capturing data of taxpayers.
Yes, sir.
And without any fear of contradiction, I think we are also the first that ensured digital filing of annual returns.
Was it a foresight that you had thought of to work within that understanding of that vision?
Yeah, because Lagos is, the economy of Lagos itself is big enough to be a country.
No, there's no doubt, with a population of over 22 million plus.
So if we are the tax authority in such an economy, the only thing we can be doing is that we should be comparing ourselves with the tax authorities of other economies, not subnationals.
Absolutely.
So if we're not, if we take it along that line, then it means we should be comparing ourselves Yes, we may not be as big as the FRS itself because FRS is much bigger. Then we have the GRA, that's Ghana Revenue Authority. You have the KRA, the Kenya Revenue Authority. Then we should see how we do.
We're matching up.
Matching a peer review.
That's right.
And in fact, I think I attended one PwC event way back in 2018 or 2019. All they did was to compare our platform, that is our e-tax platform, tax submission platform, with that of FRS and that of the KRA. And as of 2018 or 2019, I can't
at the time.
At that time, we came tops.
Wow.
It was a PwC event that was done in Sheraton.
PricewaterhouseCoopers?
Yes, in Sheraton. So that tells you the kind of investment that the state deliberately makes in the Lagos Internal Revenue Service. I think kudos goes to Mr. President for having the foresight to even have the autonomy.
When he was the governor at the time.
When he was governor. And then the governors that have come after him have also done very well in supporting the revenue service to be where we are. We are not where we want to be.
You are not where you want to be.
No.
But you are at least still moving.
Yes, we are moving. So
you are upscaling, upgrading.
Yes, that's what we are doing. So, and we know that even the other IRS also now, they also want to catch up. So it's a situation that if we want to leave our vision, then we must be 2 or 3 steps ahead of the nearest IRS. So it's a commitment we have given ourselves. And it's something that we have...
commitment you have given yourselves.
Yes, and we have internalized so that even if our own team leaves, I'm sure the succeeding team will also
carry it on.
Yeah.
I know the word internalized.
Yes.
Has it been working effectively and impactfully well for you?
Yeah, the results shows that. Because if you've seen that the mandate of this agency, the primary mandate is tax revenue generation.
That's right.
So, and the result that you likely see, at least with the state government, is the
amazing results.
The volume of revenue that comes in, and year in, year out, we have been making effort to achieve the targets given to us. Yes,
I'm coming to what Mr. Governor said. Okay, let us look at it from another perspective.
Right.
Sir, underlining the LIRS vision statement, sir, are the carefully, hear my word, carefully crafted choice of words, so to speak, to symbolically identify with the functional roles, duties, and responsibilities of the LIRS in her service delivery. Yeah. Now, was it deliberate, sir, to make this a distinctive, that's my question here, a meaningful statement of fact, that's one, or unknowingly incidental, sir, to make the LRS an agency of the Lagos State government stand out in its set purpose, drive?
It is intentional, so it's not incidental. It is intentional.
It is intentional.
Yeah. So
and
it's
deliberate.
Deliberate, yeah. So it's a focused vision which drives the mission that we are, and that the purpose of it is that, yes, for us to achieve our target of making sure that we mop up all taxable revenue due to the state government from the residents in Lagos State, what are the things that we need to do? So, and we know that these are the things we need to do. That's what informs our mission, that we must reduce cost of compliance so that to enable and encourage voluntary compliance, because that is the key to what we are going to say. Like I told you, tax is a burden. Most individuals and most entities don't want to do the right thing.
Right.
But if you make it easy, almost seamless for them, then they will not have an excuse not to comply.
If they understand the operational or the modus operandi.
And then we've been lucky so far, people can see what their taxpayers' money is being used for in Lagos. So that one also, it's a positively reinforcing feedback.
For you to do more.
Yes. it is a positive reinforcing feedback that we get from the activities of government. So it makes life easier for us. It makes it easier, but it is a deliberate thing. This is where we want to be, and this is why we want to be that. And so
that's interesting.
Yes.
You know, sir. Deliberate and this. Oh, amazing! You are saying it with conviction and a sense of authority.
Yeah, but that's the truth. The leadership of the agency. The agency has been blessed with good leadership. People who had foresight, good leadership, and they knew what they want to do, and they were off. Of course, it is not something that rests at the top. It's something that percolates downwards. That each and every member of staff knows that this is where we want to be. This is what we want to do, and this is what the government has said we're expecting from you this year. So you know that you have to do something. You contribute your own little bit within your own space to ensure that the objectives are achieved.
Okay, a critical look, sir, with courtesies due extended to you, sir. Right. A critical look, evaluation and analysis of the mission statement of the Lagos Internal Revenue Service as well. Again, here speaks volume. In your candid and honest assessment, has the LRS met with the expectation of the mission statement?
I would say largely yes. I would say largely.
When you say largely, how
largely
do you
yes. You see, what I'm saying, because for every human endeavor, there will always be room for improvement.
There will always be room.
There will always be room for. Even this our brain that we have, I'm sure we have not taxed it up to about 20% of its capability. So largely yes, in the sense that we are focused on. We have what we call performance indices.
Performance indices.
So the performance indices that you have will be in terms of to the state, in terms of the volume or the value of collection. So the taxpayer, in terms of how much it is costing him or her to comply, and then also feedback from them, the number of grievances that we receive periodically, and how those grievances are resolved, how fast and how quick they are resolved. So given all those indices that I've just told you about, I think largely we are answering that question in yes, positive manner. But is that the best we can do? Absolutely not. So we can do much better, and our focus is on improving on what we have achieved so far in terms of taxpayer experience, in terms of government revenue as well.
So when you talk about indices, what are the measures to indicate the indices?
Yeah, the indices are very in terms of volume of tax recovery, that is collection that we do. So we can monitor that in terms of Naira, which we see year in, year out. In terms of grievances, of course, also we have what we call the help desk.
The help desk.
We have the customer service unit, a dedicated unit. They're on the first floor. And what they do is that all complaints from taxpayers or all issues, they are passed to them. They keep a log of it.
That's right.
And then, of course, we monitor that to see how well we are resolving those issues and how frequently we are achieving. And then, of course, if there's feedback on them and what they perceive, the taxpayer's perception of.
Do you react to feedbacks? Do you respond to them appropriately? Are you candid? Are you honest? Are you very, very transparent? I mean, as in really letting them know that their concerns are being looked
addressed to. Absolutely. That's what we do. So it's because we have that level of the what we call the front people that address to you, and then there's the back end that ensures that if those people at the front end can't actually address all the issues, they will escalate it to superior officers who will also be they are expected to provide resolution. And of course, that one, of course, gets up to the level of the chairman himself if it is absolutely necessary.
Maybe it doesn't need to get to that because you have competent, capable respectful personnel that can...
Exactly. So that's the way it works. And from what we have seen so far, I think the feedback that we get is that people are acknowledging the fact that we are having improvement in our service to them.
That's right.
So and that is comforting for us, and it's also reassuring that we are on the right path.
In line with your policy drive.
Exactly.
In executing, administering, coordinating, and implementing tax policy administration on behalf of the state government. Has the core values been purposeful? Because there's a need to analyze that, and useful in how the LRS connects in our diverse business relations and conduct of our corporate policy drive and engagement. Much as what you've said is can be disputed.
No, because we pride ourselves in our professionalism. I can tell you that.
You pride yourself in your professionalism.
Yes. So, and it's a deliberate thing that we also try as much as possible to put in place structures that encourages professionalism by all our staff across CADA. In fact, the truth of the matter is that aside from the general training and what have you, and also we have all this knowledge management, maybe platforms that people can. For you to become a middle level, senior middle level grade, even if you meet all qualifications of interviews and what have you, if you don't have the certification of the parent professional body, then your promotion will be held in abeyance.
Wow.
Until you qualify. You understand?
Wow.
So it's something that we encourage that this the agency is not just a general bureaucracy. It is a knowledge-driven agency. So all staff are encouraged and incentivized to acquire knowledge in the field of taxation. Of course, the issue of integrity is, can you learn integrity? I doubt it. But you can incentivize integrity.
That's right.
And you can penalize adverse people that don't want to have that kind of quality. So our system is designed to penalize people that don't want to exercise that. And then, of course, in terms of, I would say, efficiency, which is another aspect of the thing that we do.
Your core values.
Yeah, you ensure that the input over time, you reduce it, but maintaining the output. Or you increase the input, and then if you increase the input arithmetically, you increase the output geometrically. And I think our results over time have shown that. When you look in terms of the number of employees that we have, the value of total collection that we are generating over time, it shows that we're actually having improvement.
So you've been able to track that to be able to assess with confidence.
We use all this statistical indices.
Yes.
We use all the statistical
indices
to show that
you are doing well.
That we are improving in that area. Yes.
All right, sir. The LRS outstanding performance and exceptional track record in crossing 1 trillion naira internally generated revenue Agiro landmark for the Lagos State government in the 2024 fiscal year has been well commended by all and sundry, and especially Mr. Governor and even the leadership of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and described, so to speak, as a remarkable milestone. That was the word used at that time. How was this achieved by the LRS, sir? Was it through a planned? That's bothers me, because when I saw it, I was like, wow. Was it through a planned strategy, or what?
Now, okay, anyway, we share this one, so it's not a secret any longer. I can share it with you. Every year, we hold what we call a strategic summit in the second or third quarter of January. And all we do is we look back, review what we've done, and then based on the expectation of the state as advised to us by the executive, we now see that this is where we were, this is where the state wants us to be.
This is where you are?
Yeah.
This is where the state government wants you to be?
So we know the gap. So, and then the team that we put together, we now dispassionately.
That's another choice of word.
Yeah. Put on the table those things that we think we need to do to exceed the target. We want to exceed it, because that's the purpose. So that even if things don't work well, that's why over the past 5 years, I think there's no year we've done anything less than 95%
in your performance.
In our performance. So because we project over and above what is expected of us.
That's right.
So we tend to do much better. So last year was quite challenging because we had the fear that because 2023, 2024, there was shocks in the economy.
That's true.
So the fear was that, hey, this is what our target was 750 billion. So what we planned was that, okay, let's work on like 900.
That can give you the drive.
Exactly, because now we have all these shocks that we don't even know whether it's going to be 750 is going to be achievable. We were coming from 680 something, in 2020, so that moved to 750. That's why we projected what we can call conservatively because of the shocks in the economy.
That's right.
But our strategy session focused on getting to about 900. But because of those things that we have put in place, which is to see those areas where there are opportunities for growth within the system.
Okay.
You understand? And then focusing our resources in those areas. By the 5th month, we knew we are in focus of doing better than 750. So we knew. Based
on the estimate you,
yes,
of course.
Yes, so we knew. So, and then that was when we now started thinking that this, if we were 1 billion, why can't we even target it? But we couldn't tell Mr. Governor because we didn't want to put pressure on ourselves.
Oh,
But by the time we did the half-year result, and the House and the Executive agreed that, well, they can move our position forward. They now moved to, I think, 900, which was what we planned in January.
That's right.
You understand? So, and by that time, when you are do something in physics, they call it inertia. When you want to start something.
That's right.
What the effort that you need to push to overcome the inertia is more than what you need to push. Once you overcome the inertia, then it becomes easier for you to roll.
Absolutely.
So by the time we got to the third quarter, we were already rolling. So
you were already rolling.
We were already rolling.
And that gives some comfort.
So of course
more drive and energy. So yes, we can make it.
So we knew by August, July that yes, this is achievable. But of course conservatively, because it's always good to underpromise.
That's right.
Than to overpromise and then meet your
target.
So but it was deliberate because we knew all the revenue lines. We identified those areas where we have room for growth, the headroom for growth, and then we focused on those ones. And then, of course, we didn't overlook the ones that we have been doing very well. There are some that, yes, the room for growth is very low, but we kept on.
So the SWOT analysis guided you rightly.
Very well.
And of course, you were able to go beyond what you
did
not expect that you can do.
Yes.
All right, sir, I'm so happy that this is just giving me joy. I'm not being biased. It's just
Thank you
seeing how much commitment, dedication we are seeing in your drive to achieve your vision, your mission, and of course your core values. But let us look at it here, sir. I'm going to say it as a child, as it should be. that's in proudly highlighting Lagos State as a benchmark for effective and efficient tax administration policy matters and programs in Nigeria through the various activities and services of the Lagos Internal Revenue Service (LRS). Mr. Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Lagos State, attributed, that's the word here again, attributed the results and the success story of the LRS outstanding track record, efficiency, transparency, and effectiveness to the creation of a technology harmonized platform, the Lagos Revenue Portal, which he referred to as a payer-centric system, quoting Mr. Governor there, to improve efficiency and transparency in all LRS does in tax policy administration matters. How do we explain and understand this narrative by Mr. Governor?
Femi, that is beyond my pay grade.
Because we saw Mr. Governor here.
If Mr. Governor has given you his position, I think...
And maybe now we're looking at how well this portal payer-centric system has added value. Because Mr. Governor was trying to let others understand that, look, you need to see what LRS is doing exceedingly well, that is making you think. And people are talking about nothing but the LRS as a referencing today in Nigeria, not as we have the FRS. I don't know, I'm not trying to sweet tongue you, but we are seeing, I'm quoting now. I'm making references here, as my research would say.
I know, good, Mr. Governor has arrived at his own conclusion. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not in the position to review his conclusion, you understand. But I can tell you to just reinforce what he has said. That's what I can do. So what I'm saying is that it's also is in support of what I've been telling you all along, that ours is a technology-driven agency.
Technologically driven agency.
So all our operations, we are trying to put them in such a way that our taxpayers can interface with us electronically. We are not closing our tax stations because we value human interactions as well. You understand? Right. The tax stations will still be there. So you have an option of interacting with us physically or electronically. But we realize that you get more mileage and it's less costly for you when you interact with us electronically. And that's the essence of the revenue portal that you have, of course, of which our own e-tax is also a supplement to it.
That's right.
So what you have is that as long as we improve on the capability
of
the electronic platform, it will always be a taxpayer focused. That's why it's saying that it is
payer-centric system.
Payer-centric, a taxpayer focused system, because all the improvements that we are making is to make life easier for the taxpayer and also to make compliance cheaper. I keep reading that.
Compliance cheaper
for them. Because there's a cost to compliance. And that one is one that we have control over, because we are the one that will design the system for you to maybe implement in order for you to comply. So we make it as easy as possible. We make it also as accessible as possible, knowing fully well that
easy, accessible as possible.
Because there's the spectrum of knowledge
within the chain.
Yes, in the society, it's very wide. Some people are just not computer savvy.
That's true. Or tech savvy.
Tech savvy. So, but we know most people use their phones. Do you understand? So what we try to do is that we incorporate all those things that will make life easier for the taxpayer onto our platforms. And that's what I think the governor is just also trying to say.
And you're happy about that commendation?
Yeah, we're good.
But there's a saying again, the reward of hard work.
It's
more work for that.
I guess so. We can see what has happened this year when we did and what they asked us to do this year.
I'm coming to that again.
Okay.
All right, let's just take a quick break here. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Well, we'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll take it from where we're queuing up, taking a look again at some other issues of concern as it affects the efficiency, effectiveness, service delivery, competence, capability of the Lagos Internal Revenue Service commitment to the Lagos State government and beyond the state, like we said. After all, Lagos is more of a country than a state.
State.
We'll be right back after this time. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. And if you are just tuning in, wherever you are across the world, where you're watching us here from the Lagos State Broadcasting Service, Lagos Television, here's Issues and Trends with Obafemi Craig. And today we are taking a look, evaluating the role and place of taxation or tax with the Lagos Internal Revenue Service, and looking at how much commitment and how well they've been doing, and of course serving the good people of the state, and of course how you, the citizenry, should also understand the role you should play in the collective good of everyone. And my guest speaking with me as we speak here today is a special advisor to the executive chairman of the Lagos Internal Revenue Service, Dr. Adele Shibal, and I'm speaking with Mr. Abideen Akande, AAA. So I must thank you one more time.
Thank you.
And let's look at this aspect of this new angle to it before we go into other specifics.
Right.
The Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning in Lagos State, Mr. Ope George, said at a ministerial press briefing that the Lagos Internal Revenue Service, LRS, is expected to contribute 63%, about 1.4 trillion naira of the projected IGR to finance the 3.366 trillion naira year 2025 budget of sustainability, while other MBAs of government are expected to generate 37%, about 830.177 billion naira. Noting that the Lagos State government may not, that's where I'm going, that the Lagos State government may not borrow to take care of a budget deficit. How set and prepared, if we may ask, is the LRS to meet these anticipated revenue generation, sir?
Okay. The year is almost halfway through.
Halfway, precisely.
Yeah. So, given what we have done so far, up to the month of May, and what we have done up to yesterday, I can assure you
Up to yesterday,
I can assure you we are on course to meeting the expectation of the state government.
Wow, on course.
We're on course
to meeting the expectation
Yes.
of the state government. You
Yes.
may even surpass it if I'm right.
I would take that up. I'm not saying that now. I'm not saying that
But
now.
at least you're on course to meet.
We're on course to meeting there. So because, like I said earlier, we appreciate and understand the expectation of the states and the government and the good people of Lagos, and that's why we are configured in such a way to be able to meet and exceed such expectation.
You are then configured
good, yes.
to be able to meet and exceed.
Possibly exceed. Yeah, because the way the agency is structured and what we have put in place administratively is such that once we know what the good people and government of Lagos is expecting from us, we strategize at the beginning of the year. We know where we can call this the base level.
That's right.
And we know what the expectation is. So we know the gap. So
We know the gap.
So this things that given the peculiarities of our environment and of course the statutory framework, that is the tax law system that gets to taxes law. So we now look for all those things that we need to do. Where are the potentials? So how can we harness these potentials and translate it into the expectation? And like I can tell you, I don't know now. Don't let me say authoritative.
You have been cautious in what?
Yes, I need to. Yeah, but I can assure you that by the end of this month, we would have done over 50% of the expectation. So it means we are on course.
You're on course.
So if they're expecting 1.4, by the end of June, we should be having in the coffers of the state government 700 billion. So it's something that I can see, because after the yesterday, so we monitor on a daily basis, so we know. So we should be able to do 700 billion by end of June.
That is just a good cause. I mean,
yes. So like I said, once we have overcome the inertia,
that's right,
it becomes easier for us.
And when you have moved beyond the inertia,
yes, so
it becomes seamless in the way you drive it.
To roll, yeah. So
amazing.
Our anticipation is that the new laws will come into play maybe next year, but running on the existing laws, what we have planned on. We have also, in anticipation of the new laws, we've done some things that
in preparation that will mitigate any challenge.
That will. So it's something that we don't get shocked by bombs. Let me put it that way. But we have some what we call shock absorbers that
you do that does the balancing for you.
That helps us in
stabilizing
and moving ahead. So I think this year we should meet the expectation of the state. We should.
All right, but the commissioner did not end there again. I wouldn't know why. Exactly. He's so proud of you, of this agency. He did emphasize again, in anticipation of the expected internal revenue to be generated in sustaining the year 2025 budget. I'm happy with this new good news you're saying to us that we're on course. He said, on the targeting to be achieved, he said, by deepening revenue and increasing the tax net through the deployment of technology, economic intelligence, data gathering, and analysis, amongst other initiatives. This, of course, you are already in. You came in. But my question here, changing from what we've been saying, what, sir, is the competence level of engagement, the functional capability and operational standard of LRS to administer and drive the highlighted initiatives for purposeful result?
Okay. Now, over the years, we have fully mobilized our staff in terms of understanding the nuances of the tax laws and the operational requirements. Now, the state has also invested in the agency in enabling us to acquire the necessary technology to operationalize all our plans and, of course, ease compliance for taxpayers. And from what the commissioner said, widening the tax net is important, and that's why even before anybody thought of it, I can tell you today that we had what we call an HNI unit in LRS way back in 2008, and I'm not too sure HMRC in England had it until maybe after 2010.
And you already had.
We already had. So that tells you. Yeah. So that tells you the kind of foresight that the leadership of this agency have been opportune to have. You know, so it enables us to have, and also because of the unique law that was passed that guarantees us the autonomy, the recruitment initially also has focused on getting highly skilled employees.
Highly skilled employees.
Now, also we have an HR department that also year in, year out design training and development programs that is based on the appraisal system that we have, so that we can see the training gap.
Okay.
Because of your performance last year, we know those areas that you are short of. So we now appropriate training for you to overcome that gap that we have noticed. So that has also helped us in maintaining some level of professionalism among our staff, and in terms of competence as well. Though there was a time we lost a lot of staff to poaching.
Having trained them. Given them the best.
Yes, we lost a lot of staff to poaching by the big brother in Abuja, you know. So, and of course, then the Nigerian situation of the Japa thing and what have you.
Japaism.
Yeah, but we have recovered.
Wow.
We have recovered, and the state government also enabled us and granted us the opportunity to recruit some smart young fellows.
Are you still doing that to recruit?
No, that was last year.
Last year. Okay.
Yeah, because it was, so that was done last year. And those new set of people that have come in have also sort of been put within the system, and they know their focus. And I think on the balance of averages, I think we are structured in such a way that we are prepared technologically, structurally, and institutionally.
That's right.
To meet all these expectations. And we don't know what the future portends, but all we have tried to do that. We have created a system that is quite nimble to adapt to any changes that
and dynamics that
may possibly come up. So that's what we have.
This is really good to know, sir.
Thank you.
That you are just ever, like the Boy Scout, ever ready.
Yeah, we are prepared.
All right, because we're into specifics, sir. The filing of tax.
Yes, please.
No matter one's profession or trade, sir, is said to be a civic duty. And failure to do so, either as individuals or a corporate entity, will amount to a contravention of the extant provisions of related laws and regulations, which attracts steep penalties on defaulters. How is the Lagos Internal Revenue Service, sir, addressing this concern?
Yeah, okay. So, because our focus is not on punishment, but on compliance.
Oh, not on punishment,
but on compliance. So, what we have done over time is, like I told you, now we are the only, I don't know, I think FRS is the same now. You can't file manually with FRS now. But some 3-4 years ago, we made it mandatory, post-COVID, that you can only file with us electronically. Now, we appreciate that not everybody has the resources to file electronically. So in each and every of our tax stations, we have dedicated desks to assist taxpayers to file their returns. You understand? So that's what we do. And our platform also has what we call, I think they have a chat bot on it, that takes you step by step on how to file. We have done multimedia campaigns to tell people on the statutory requirement for them to file. Radio, TV, print, social media, everything. Now, if we now have people that have just become recalcitrant.
That's right.
Because I'm not too sure we have enough space in our prisons for all recalcitrant people. So what we will do is that we will pick those ones that we can say that will serve as example to others and then prosecute them. So,
according to the law.
According to the law. That's what the law says we should do. So we will say that somebody that is consistently flouted the rules and that is known to the people, so that it will serve as an example for others that if X has been prosecuted, then I shouldn't fall foul of the law. So that's what we are trying to do. But like I say, our focus is not on the penalty thing, but on compliance. It's just that people should over time do these things voluntarily.